Good evening. Good evening.
Yeah, recently graduated this year.
Any doubts in the previous sessions and all?
Yeah.
Team, am I audible?
We have a good
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes,
Any notes in the previous sessions? Previous session.
Yeah, thanks. I'll post you an update.
Oh, sir.
So let's start the today's session, the second demo and the final one. So yesterday the topics. Yesterday the topics what we said is, you know, what is ITGRC and what is ITGC, what is SOC 1, SOC 2, SOX complaints. So we discussed all these things and the course content. So yeah, the answer for the SOX complaints I given like very vague. For one question, I answered like in the normal way, how we communicate with each other. But let's elaborate this. So previously in early 1990s, so there is a big huge scam which was happened in US. So there is a bankruptcy or there is a bank fraud which was happened in US. So after that, two people, Suburban and Oxley, they combinedly matriculated a regulation called SOX complaints. What's that called, guys? SOX complaints. What's this SOX complaints is saying means, do you guys aware of stock market? Stock market?
Yeah.
All are aware, right? So
Yes.
same such in US, if at all any organization want to list in the stock market or already they are listed in the stock market, every year, every year, this organization need to be audited by an independent auditor, and he need to submit all the financial controls audit report audit report to the US government. To the US government. This is the actual law. This is the actual regulation. So, but here why it was mitigated means at that time there is only flow of paper cash. There is no digital wallets and e-wallets and digital payment gateways. There is nothing at the time. So there is only paper cash. So this law is matriculated when these scenarios are there. But what about now? 99.99 payments are doing, they're happening on the applications. They're happening on applications. What are the applications, guys? Google Pay, Phone Pay, Paytm, Cred, and so on and so forth. So here, actually, do you guys ever listen about Upstocks?
Yes.
What's this Upstocks organization?
In the stocks, like we can buy the shares and we can sell the shares.
Buy the shares and sell the shares. Exactly.
Yeah.
So is Upstocks is having any payment gateway, or when you want to buy the shares, it's redirecting to Phone Pay, Google Pay, Paytm, or net banking services, whether it's running like this or running like this,
Phone Pay, Google Pay.
right? So
Yeah.
it's redirecting as it's not having any payment gateway. So this Upstocks application, when you want to buy the shares, it's redirecting you to pay through your phone pay, Google Pay, Paytm, net banking, or Razorpay, so on and so forth. So here, if everything is fine from Upstock side, everything is fine from Upstock side. But what if this phone pay application is hacked? What if this Google Pay application is having some security blockages? So what if these things happen? Because previously, as it's a uh, paper cash flow, we are very much aware and we built a suburbans and auxiliary compliance where it will directly dealt with all the financial controls of the organization, right? But here it's not the case. What if everything is fine with Upstocks, but something is mischievous with these things? What we can do?
Do we need to carry out a risk assessment?
Hey, yeah, yesterday Mohan said about you. Yeah, can you please introduce yourself to the class?
Okay, sorry about that. My name
Yeah,
is
Larry.
Larry, and
Yeah, Larry.
yes, I'm just here to learn as well,
Yeah.
and probably just I'm new to cybersecurity, and
Okay.
yes, I'm just learning as we go. Sorry, I wasn't able to make it yesterday.
Sure. No issues,
So,
Larry. If at
yeah,
all you are facing some difficulties to ask the questions, you can directly ping me up in the WhatsApp. Let's go with the call. No issues on that.
fantastic. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you, Larry. So here we need to not only we need to make sure all the financial transactions, all the financial controls in the organization are doing well, but we also need to make sure the applications on what these financial transactions are happening, those also need to be secured, right or not, guys? Do you guys understood this thing or not?
Yeah, understood,
Yes,
Karya.
So I know some guys that didn't understand. Like, I'll explain again, just listen carefully. So Larry want to buy shares of TCS from Upstocks. Okay. Karthik, I'm a hacker. So how Larry can able to buy the shares in TCS before 1990s? He need to go to the Bombay Stock Exchange or National Stock Exchange. He need to give the money and he need to buy the shares manually. But here in 2024, if at all he need to buy the TCS shares, he need to buy through Upstocks. Yes, he clicked on TCS and clicked on buy option. It redirected to phone pay. So here, Karthik, as a hacker, what I did is I breached this. I entered into this phone pay, and and I performed a malicious activity stating that all transactions which are happening in Upstocks through phone pay will be directly comes into Karthik's wallet, not TCS. It won't go to TCS. It directly comes to my wallet. I hacked this phone pay like this. Now you guys connecting the dots, guys. Now is it clear?
Yeah,
See, there are 21 people. So
yes,
yeah,
I want answers from each and every person. Do you guys understood or not? Dikshit Reddy, Akshay, Brahma, Khan, Swapna
yeah.
Garu,
yes,
Anjaneyulu,
I think,
Ravi
yeah.
Bhaskar Yallapu. I want answers from each and every person.
Yes, got it.
Yep. Yeah, Akshay, thank you. So because of this global technological race, there is another clause which is added in the SOX Act What's the actual SOX Complaints Act? To produce the financial controls audit report. Okay, but after this huge increase of you know technological evolution globally, then a second act is also added, stating that along with this financial controls audit report, give me the IT systems audit report of that company as well. So here also this financial audit will be done by CPA, and this IT audit of the systems will be done by the IT auditor. Clear, guys, or any doubts till now?
Yeah. Yeah.
So Capgemini is the organization, okay, and EY, no, I'll say the real-time example. So there is an organization called Byju's, and there is an organization called Deloitte. So Deloitte is an external auditor firm for this Byju's. So Deloitte audited Byju's both in IT audit, finance, and IT. Total. Deloitte provided the external audit service to Byju's. So if at all any deviations, let's say, for example, I'll say this in a you know IT audit perspective. So there is a access management controls will be present in the organization. That means how the organization is providing the access to the employees. When the employee is resigned from the organization, what type of deep provisioning protocols that the organization is using, and what are the key factors that they're taken in considering while provisioning an access to the employee. So there are set of controls. If the controls are not followed by Byju's, then the auditor, if at all the exact protocols it's not followed by Byju's, then the auditor will give qualified opinion. That means, if at all I need to explain this in a scenario based, I'll do this. So Ajay is a person. He's an employee of Byju's. Okay. So Byju's. So he joined. He joined in 2020, and he resigned in 2024 Jan. Okay. He submitted his asset. He submitted his asset on the date of relieving. He submitted his asset to the organization. But to this asset, his accesses were not removed. But he returned the laptop. He returned the laptop, but in that laptop itself, his access to the applications, what he's working, those are not removed. Okay, this is the case. That means here risk is very low, because this Ajay, the resigned employee, already submitted his asset to the organization. So it's a blunder of technical support team not to remove the access. So then there is a deviation, there is a gap, or there is a finding, but it won't impact the organization that much. In our layman terms, if minor mistakes identified in the audit, we will give qualified opinion. If major mistakes, yesterday I said, what we'll call in audit language for mistakes word? Gap or finding.
Finding.
Gap or finding. So for the major mistakes, we will give adverse opinion. For minor mistakes, we'll give the qualified. V means auditor. If minor mistakes are identified in the audit, the auditor will give the qualified opinion. If major mistakes are identified or major gaps are identified in the audit, he will give adverse opinion. If auditor saw some huge mistakes, that means major mistakes, in this scenario, what's the opinion that the auditor need to give?
Disclaimer.
What?
Adverse opinion. Major.
Adverse opinion.
Perfect. Adverse, right? You're in the right place. But the organization, here, what's the organization? Byju's. 1 second, guys. Connecting the charger. Uncle చెప్పండి. నేను హైదరాబాద్లో ఉన్నాను. ఈ కుర్రాళ్ళు అందరూ ఎప్పుడైతే సెలెక్ట్ కావద్దామో వెళ్ళి వాటర్లో కూర్చుంటారు వీళ్ళందరూ. అదే రూట్స్కి ఉంది. So, is my screen visible, guys?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So, in this scenario, when he fixed to give the adverse opinion, the organization, in this case, what's the organization, guys? Byju's. This Byju's will pressurize the auditor, will pressure the auditor to give a clean opinion. Let's after this we'll speak about the clean opinion. These guys will pressure the external auditor to give the clean opinion. If at all he gives the clean opinion, he given the clean opinion, then it directly impacts his CPA license. So it will be portrayed like the EY fault because it's the external audit firm for Byju's. Sorry, Deloitte. Because it's the external audit firm for Byju's. So if at all, because of this pressure, this auditor given the clean opinion means unqualified opinion, then directly this external audit firm need to bear, if at all, any losses, any huge uh, misleading things that are happened in the Byju's. So at that time, the auditor resigns from the audit, resigns from audit, not from the job, from this audit. So this, when he resign the audit, it will be considered as disclaimer opinion. So if everything is fine, if everything is fine, then the auditor will give unqualified opinion. Auditor will give unqualified opinion. Clear, guys? Any doubts in the four auditors' opinions?
Sorry.
Yes, Larry.
Yes. So if it's a minor mistake,
Yeah.
that is they'll give a qualified opinion. If
Yes.
it's a major mistake, it's an adverse opinion.
So
And if
minor
everything is
mistakes, minor, if at all, any minor gaps that are, if there are minor gaps in the process that are identified by the auditor, then he will give qualified opinion. If he identified the major gaps which will hit the organization in the next upcoming period, then he will give adverse opinion. If everything is fine, everything is in the normal state, everything is up to the mark, then he will give unqualified opinion. If the auditor saw some blockages, some findings, some gaps, okay, some gaps in the organization, and he want to give a adverse opinion, but the client will pressurize the auditor to give the unqualified opinion, at that time he resigns from the audit. So that resignation from the audit will be considered as a disclaimer opinion.
okay.
Clear, Larry?
Yes, very clear.
So all this audit will be happened on the controls. So in this audit, the auditor will do the control testing. Control testing. In this control testing, there are two types of testings. One is TOD, that means test of design, and the second one is TOE, test of operating effectiveness. So these are the two main methods control testing methods that we will use in the IT audit. Clear, guys?
Yeah.
So that's all from my end. So if at all you guys having any doubts, the mic is open for you. So that's all for today. So so any doubts from tomorrow, we'll leave for joinings, and from the day after tomorrow we'll start the sessions. That means uh, Wednesday, from Thursday or Friday we'll start the sessions, we'll start the live sessions. So any doubts, are you guys having any doubts, any sort of doubts, you can ask.
What will be the timings for your session?
Session timings will be, I think, the same, 7 to 8, I think. So once recheck with Mohan gar about the session timings. Guys, yesterday all the people asked many doubts. Why you guys are became very silent, what happened? That means, is everything, is it in a good way that not having any doubts, that we cleared all the doubts yesterday, or you didn't understand? What's the reason?
Yeah, actually, it's pretty clear. Everything
Yeah.
which you have explained till now, it's pretty clear. The only major concern was like, are we supposed to know everything in detail, or we have to have a brief idea when
Just one
we
sec,
are?
just give me a moment, Akshay.
Yeah.
As Restaurant Principal, can you please explain what are the contents that you are going to teach in the upcoming sessions? Karthik?
Yes, Prasanna Anjanelu, 1 second. Akshay, we will go in depth, because if at all I say, if at all I explain only the layer, you can't able to crack the interviews. So I will explain how the change management will work, and what are the things you need to audit, what are the controls that you need to audit, and how the incident management will work, and what are the clutch points that means, what are the controls that we need to audit, and what's the style, and what's the process of getting to an audit. And I'll explain the vulnerability management and how we need to audit that, and information technology application controls and how we need to audit that. And I'll explain the risk management. Actually, risk management won't be dealt by us, but we need to audit the risk management team, how they're following the protocols of the risk management. Basically, risk management will be dealt by C-risk team, but we need to audit all the controls of them are following by the team or not. So after that, we will go with all the real-time controls, what we audited, and what are the evidences that we need to collect for that audit to make our audit very legitimate. Okay. After that, I'll start with ISO, where 4 to 10 clauses are very mandatory. I'll explain 1 to 10 clauses, And I even explain all the 93 controls, technological controls, physical controls, people controls, and organization controls as well. And I'll show what are the documents that need to be prepared and how we will prepare that in the real time. So this is the course agenda and what I'll explain in the course, Akshay.
Yes,
Am I answerable?
yeah, sure. Thanks.
Yeah. Yes, Prasanna Anjaneyulu, you ask something. Prasanna Anjaneyulu.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
is. Please explain the content that you are going to teach in the upcoming sessions. That is ITGC, SOC, and SOX.
Actually, these all the things, the report what we prepare, simply I'm saying the report what we prepare on the ITGC, it will be called a SOC 2 report. First thing. And the what's the theme, the syllabus what we're gonna cover is, we'll cover the change management, incident management, vulnerability management, risk management, access management in access, logical access, physical access, ISO controls, and GDPR rights. So this is the total agenda. And apart from this, we'll explain the SOC 2 report and the auditing methodologies and the techniques what we follow inside the audit. As I clearly mentioned previously, TOD, test of design and test of operating effectiveness, how we need to implement, how what are the types that we have in SOC 1 and SOC 2. So this is the course agenda, Prasanna Anjaneyulu.
Patrick, one more doubt.
Yes. Yes, Ravindra.
Suppose student ki some basic knowledge undala ledante zero knowledge తో వచ్చినా కానీ కోర్స్ అర్థమవుతుందా?
అతనికి కమ్యూనికేషన్ స్కిల్స్ ఒక్కటి ఉంటే చాలు. మాట్లాడేది రవీంద్ర, ప్రసన్నాంజనేయులు.
నేను ప్రసన్నాజు గారు.
ప్రసన్నాంజనేయులు గారు, ఇఫ్ అట్ ఆల్ హీఈస్ హ్యావింగ్ ద థ్రస్ట్ అండ్ హీఈస్ హ్యావింగ్ ద బేసిక్ కమ్యూనికేషన్ స్కిల్స్, అర్థమవుతుంది, ఖచ్చితంగా అర్థమవుతుంది. ఎందుకంటే నేను అంత లేమని చెప్తాను. మీకు ఇప్పుడు ఐటీజీసీ గురించి ఏ ఐడియా లేకుండా డెమో విన్నారు, మీకు ఎలా అనిపించింది?
నాకుంది, నా ఫ్రెండ్స్ కొంతమంది ఫైనాన్స్ లో వర్క్ చేస్తున్నారు, వాళ్ళు కూడా చేంజ్ అవుదాం అనుకుంటున్నారు. సో వాళ్ళకి
SOC 1 రిపోర్ట్ కి SOC 2 రిపోర్ట్ కి పెద్ద తేడా ఉండదండి. సో ఈవెన్ ఐ ఆల్సో కంప్లీటెడ్ somewhat portions in CPA. Just two papers are left in my CPA. So I'm also from ఆ ఫైనాన్స్ బ్యాక్గ్రౌండ్ నుంచి టచ్ ఉన్నదే. సో రీసెంట్లీ నేను 2 papers ఫినిష్ చేశాను, ఇంకా 2 papers ఉన్నాయి. సో దే కెన్ ఈజీలీ ట్రాన్స్ఫర్.
Thanks very much.
Yeah. Guys, any doubts?
Like, is it necessary to know all the managements, or if we are very good at any 2 or 3, is it okay?
Abhi, actually, మీరు అనుకున్నంత పెద్ద ఉండవు అభి. See,
like
literally,
change management చెప్పారు.
no, you need to be thorough, because we are not conducting the managements inside the organization. See, it's a very clear. We won't conduct change management inside the organization. We won't conduct incident management inside the organization. We won't deal with access management inside the organization. But we will audit the change management. We will audit the incident management. We will audit the access management. We will audit the ITAC controls. We will audit the risk management. We will audit the vulnerability management. We will audit. We won't conduct, we won't run these teams. We will just audit. So for auditing, we need to be well versed with the process, right? So in interview, definitely the change management will be asked, incident management will be asked, access management will be asked. No doubt in that.
Yeah, okay, got it.
Satya, anything to say? So yes, if no doubts,
like one last, ఇప్పుడు ఒక 4 years వరకు ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ పెట్టాం అనుకోండి. ఇప్పుడు లైక్ నేను ఓన్లీ యాక్సెస్ మేనేజ్మెంట్, చేంజ్ మేనేజ్మెంట్ అండ్ ఇన్సిడెంట్ మేనేజ్మెంట్ వర్క్ చేస్తానంటే ఈజ్ ఇట్ ఓకే? లైక్ అంటే ఇంకా దాంతో పాటు సాక్ రిపోర్ట్స్ తయారు చేయడం
అభి see, ఉండదు అభి. If at all I need to say yes, no, you need to, because it's all theoretical, bro. It's all theoretical. So ITGC means information technology governance controls, means if at all you're keeping 4 years, definitely you need to be there. మన కోర్సు అలా తయారు చేసి కూర్చోబెడుతుంది. ఏదో నేను మీరు జాయిన్ అవ్వడానికి ఎస్ అండి చెప్తే సరిపోద్ది అలా చెప్పను. ఖచ్చితంగా 4 ఏళ్ళు ఇప్పుడు డెవలప్మెంట్లో నీకు 4 ఏళ్ళు ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ ఉందండి. ఇఫ్ ఎట్ ఆల్ యూ హ్యావింగ్ 4 years ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ ఇన్ డెవలప్మెంట్, ఇఫ్ ఎట్ ఆల్ యూ సే నో సార్ జస్ట్ ఐ డెల్ట్ విత్ ద సపోర్ట్ టికెట్స్ వేర్ ఐ డిడ్ంట్ గాట్ అన్ ఆపర్చునిటీ టు కోడ్, ఈజ్ ఇట్ దట్ మచ్ legitimate to the interviewer to listen?
No.
This is also the same.
Yeah, got it.
I think I have small doubt.
Yes, Prasanna.
సపోజ్ మీరు చెప్తున్నారు 4 years ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ అని. 4 years ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ అంటే ఇంటర్వ్యూయర్ చాలా ఎక్స్పెక్ట్ చేస్తాడు కదా మన నుంచి. అండ్ ఇంటర్వ్యూలో కూడా డెప్త్ గా వెళ్తాడు క్వశ్చన్స్ కి. సో మనం ఆ క్వశ్చన్స్ ని సపోర్ట్ చేసుకునే విధంగా మన కోచింగ్ ఉంటుంది. అంటే ప్రాక్టికల్ గా అయితే డెఫినెట్ గా మనం
మంచి
ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్
క్వశ్చన్,
చేయాలి.
చాలా మంచి క్వశ్చన్. జస్ట్ గివ్ మీ మూమెంట్, గివ్ మీ సెక్ యాక్చువల్లీ. Just be on the call. Just a sec. Downloads. Is my screen visible, guys?
No.
No, right? One second. Give me a moment. So I'm stopping the recording once because it's a sensitive things what I was gonna show. So I'm stopping the recording.